All right. Good afternoon, Grunts. What's everybody up to? It's Uncle Brian here again, as usual. Here to talk to you about useless knowledge that some of you Grunts will probably won't even use or listen to or apply or whatever. But anyways, we're going at it again. And it was what was it last week? I'm thinking back now that I was I travel for work sometimes, and so I was coming back on the interstate on I-80, stopped in at a Love's uh, truck stop convenience store there in Sydney, right off the interstate. And I go grab I really love those almond M&Ms. So I grabbed a shareable bag of almond M&Ms and a water or something I had with it. But as I was standing in line, I was observing an elderly couple, and they were, boomer age, so they're probably early mid 70s in age, and they were buying four of those neck pillows and they bought snacks, and then he had his wallet out, he was paying. I didn't know what method they would pay, cash or card or whatever. He had cash in his wallet. But anyways, his wife was telling him, well, just put your purse in my bag. And she had this small little bag, it was probably like that, a little dinky thing. And she was telling, well, just put your wallet in my purse. And she wanted that wallet a certain way in her purse. So he tried different ways. And she's like, no, that's not right. That's not how I want it. Blah, blah, blah. She was getting frustrated with him. And in turn, he was getting frustrated with her. And I'm sitting there thinking, damn, that's what 50 years of marriage looks like. You're standing in line at a convenience store, and you guys essentially, old Ma and Paul Kettle sitting there fighting over how to put the husband's wallet. She's got the purse, she's holding a purse open, and he's doing different ways with this wallet, putting it in there. She's like, no, that's not how I asked you to do it. That's not. And I'm just like, oh my God. Sitting there thinking, glad that's not me at that point in age. I'd be like, I'll carry my own damn wallet. Thank you. Um, but today I want to talk about um, should guys be opening up joint bank accounts with their wives, girlfriends, or what have you, or any kind of female woman situation. And the reason I bring this topic up is a lot of guys, the one of the big reasons couples fight is it's over finances. It's over, you know, seems like a lot of married people or a lot of long-term couples don't have enough money. They just don't have enough money. And so one of the big heated arguments in marriages and long-term relationships is over finances, and so in my observant ways, a lot of a lot of modern women nowadays are very careless with how they spend money. And that's one thing I will tell you guys right now in your vetting process is watch how she spends her own money, because I will almost guarantee you the way she spends her money is going to be the exact same way she spends the family's money. Meaning her money plus your money in the joint bank account makes it our money. It's our money now. So when you're in the dating and courtship phase of a relationship, you're observing and I do this a lot too. I watch how, if I'm dating a gal, I watch how she spends her money. Um, just from field reports I get from guys. There's guys I've talked to that have dated women that have bought. Um, they're obsessed with shoes, or obsessed with jeans, or obsessed with the latest and greatest brand name and tops and clothing and handbags and you name it. Most women will go all the way and spend their money to have the most fashionable piece of clothing they can find. There's women out there that buy jeans and still have the tags on them and have never worn the fucking jeans. And we're talking, excuse me, like $100 pair of jeans. They just buy them and then they throw them in the closet, tags still hanging on them. And a lot of guys are like, what the fuck is this all about? And so when you're dating a woman and you're out and about town, she said, oh, hey, I need to buy a pair of shoes. You want to tag along? Well, yeah. go tag along if you got the time. That way you can observe how she's spending her money and what she's doing with it, and another thing too with that is does she gamble with her money? Is she buying scratch off lottery tickets? Is she playing Keno? Is she doing pull taps? Is she gambling, playing the skills game? She's pulling $100 out of a gas station ATM and getting charged a surcharge or a fee from the ATM. Plus, the bank is also charging what they call a foreign ATM fee. So she might pull out $100, and yet she'll actually be charged, or the bank will actually charge her another $5. So it's like 105. She's getting $100 out of the ATM, but the bank is releasing $105. $100 to her, $250 for the ATM machine company, and another $250 they pull for themselves for the foreign fee. And so then she'll take that $100 and she'll go sit at a skills game and throw that money in there by the $20 bill. Or she'll go to the local Eagles Lodge and she'll buy pull tabs. I have known of one instance where a married woman has lost $3,000 of her family's money, meaning her and her husband's money. And this guy is the breadwinner in the household, and she only makes like 12 to 15 bucks doing whatever she does for a living, but he works in the oil and gas industry down in Colorado. So when he's away working, she's running around town playing these skills games, doing the pull tabs at the local Eagles or Elks Lodge, or she's out there gambling that family's money instead of taking that money and buying food, clothing for the kids, making sure the bills are paid if that, if necessary. Yeah, a lot of these women are taking their money plus their husband's money, and it's essentially, well, it's my money. And then because my name is on the bank account, I can go spend that money any way I see fit. Fuck what the family needs. Forget the groceries, forget the clothes. I'm gonna go down and play pull tabs and lose. And there's a woman that I know of that has lost $3,000 of the family's money doing exactly just that. And then freaking out, oh my God, what am I gonna tell my husband? What am I gonna tell my husband? Hey, bitch, go face the music with your husband. This guy probably works 60, 70 hours a week. He'd probably like to take some time off to go do something, but he can't because, oh shit, my dumbass wife just lost $3,000 of our money, and now I got to make that up by working extra. If that had been my wife, and she, oh God, honey, I lost $3,000 gambling our money away, and I'm like, okay, well, you better figure out how much dick you're going to be sucking for $3,000, or just go sell fruit off the shore of the highway for $3,000. You're going to make that money back. I tell you, you're going to make that fucking money back. I don't care how the fuck you do it, you're going to make it back. There's no carelessly spending money like that. And so, I was married for 19 and a half years. My biggest complaint with my wife at the time, and of course, fuck guys, I was a beta simp as well. Back in them early days, she had a she's got a degree in business and accounting, and I thought, hey, no better person to manage the family finances than somebody with an accounting major, right? She did a good job. I'm not gonna lie, she did a good job. But the only thing that bothered me about how she managed the finances was if I went out and swiped a debit card, I always got a receipt, and I still do. I account for every penny that comes in and out of the bank account. So when I come home, I'd take that receipt out of my pocket and I put it on the desk. So that way, if she come home and she wanted to look at the bank account or whatever and kind of reconcile, I've got my receipts there, and she can, okay, yeah, everything matches good. But when I needed to buy something or wanted to buy something, she never had her receipts on the desk. She had them stuffed in her purse, and then there on multiple occasions when I was home, I would see her when it was time to reconcile the checking account. She would literally dig in her purse and pull out a handful of receipts and put them on a desk. And I'm just like sitting there, holy shit, wish I'd had this information before because I wanted to make a purchase and I just wanted to make sure that we had the money to cover it. But because I didn't know the bank account said this much, but how much money do we have being held out by the bank now? as an authorized, because anytime you swipe your debit card, you're immediately getting a authorized hit on your checking account. Meaning, if you went to Walmart and you bought $30 in groceries, well, they're immediately going to take $30 off the account, right off the top of the account, right there, and it'll be what's called an authorized transaction. But your balance will change. But yet, when you like, I run my banking through Quicken, so I bank with Wells Fargo, and then I use Quicken as my like checkbook register. I can do a download all my transactions every day, which is what I do. And then I can see what's hit and what hasn't hit. And then I know to the exact penny how much money I have. And then and by keeping my receipts, I know that, okay, yeah, anytime a transaction clears the bank and I have the receipt, I just take the receipt and I can throw it away. Okay, it's in the bank, it's good. I don't have to worry about it. But when I was married, the wife she would run to the store, but she'd never come home and take that receipt out and put it on the desk. So I never knew what she was spending the money on. I had an idea, but without a receipt, I couldn't look at that receipt and bounce it off the bank account register and say, okay, she's bought this, so technically we have this much money left in the account. Then I could act accordingly. So that was the only gripe I had. I mean, I never worried about my wife at the time sitting down at an Eagles Lodge playing pull tabs and losing her ass in pull tabs, or losing her ass at the skills games, or losing her ass in any other forms of gambling. She was responsible with the family finances for the most part, other than the fact that she did not put her receipts on the desk. So that way I knew when I needed to go buy something, because I'd always like to know how much money we actually had. So um, that's why I say you really got to be careful, when you before you make that legal binding agreement with the woman. Vet her financially. See how she now if she's a woman that really wants to be a stay-at-home wife and mother, then yeah, you could do joint banking. Because yeah, if you're a guy that travels for work, you're gonna need to make sure she's got a debit card, and then she can go buy the groceries, pay the bills while you're gone. Because typically a woman that wants to be a stay-at-home, I would think in my mind, is a woman that will not take the family finance or take her debit card, go to a foreign ATM machine, pull $100 out of that bank account, and go sit down at a skills game or pull tabs or whatever and foolishly spend that money when she is tasked with maintaining and running a household while you're gone. It's like when I grew up, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she would go out, and of course, this is back before we had debit cards. You write a check for everything. Oh, you go to Safeway, or Safe Pay to order Safeway, and $50 and 0 cents, and then you sign the check and hand it to the cashier. And so, but it's different times. Uh, women aren't that good with finances. They're not nearly as good as men are when it comes to finances and financial responsibility. Women hold more debt than men do on average. Women, they're the biggest consumer of consumer discretionary goods. Like guys can go without buying jeans for 2, 3 years. When they start getting holy, then they replace them. Like I've got jeans that I've owned for 2, 3 years, and I probably won't need jeans for another year or two. Right now, it's short season. I'm still wearing shorts. So I wear pants or jeans to work, but I got separate attire for that. When I buy jeans, I buy nice pairs of jeans, and then when I'm ready to wear them, they stay in the closet till I'm ready to wear them. And I don't care about the latest and greatest fad or fashion. Whatever's on sale when I need to buy it, I buy it. I don't foolishly spend my money. I don't foolishly uh, use credit like a woman would do. So, like I said, guys, you really gotta, when you're vetting that woman for long-term commitment or marriage, watch how she spends her own money. Let her, by all means, if she calls and texts and says, hey, I haven't seen you a couple of days, but I need to go look for shoes. You want to ride along? Yeah, ride along with her. And that's your time to observe. Are you hitting 10 stores and then she's bought something at every store? By the time you get back to her place, you're helping her carry, you got fistful of uh, store bags with different items. She's dumped $200 on crap that you're helping her drag into her place. And you're just like, oh God, I don't know. I wouldn't, uh, I wouldn't run down to my bank and immediately add her to my bank account as a secondary owner, as a joint account holder. I just wouldn't. And I'm not, like I said, I would never do that anymore. I don't care how financially responsible she is. And like I said, guys, it's up to you. But I'm not going to tell you what to do, not to do in that situation. But I will tell you, though, and advise you to observe, pay attention to how she's spending her money. Is she like on like Amazon? I've known women that UPS or FedEx is dropping shit off at their door every day. There's something coming. I had neighbors over here that she must have bought off Amazon every day. UPS or FedEx was dropping stuff off, or the post office is dropping a package off from. I can assume it's Amazon. I mean, everybody's using Amazon. I use Amazon mostly anymore, but yeah, guys, just like I said, unless that woman you're with, she wants to be a stay-at-home wife, she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, she doesn't want anyone else raising the kids, so she opts to quit her career, walk away from what she got her education in, and decide to, what, I think it's best if I stay home, raise the kids, help maintain the household, cook, clean, while you go to work. You bring home the bacon, I'll cook it. And then while you're gone or out of town, I can go out and I can buy the groceries. I could pay the bills. I could make sure the kids have clothes. Um, but yeah, if there's no, and really, guys, there's really no reason you have to share unless that reason I just mentioned. If she wants to be a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom, meaning she's not drawing an income, she's not working outside the home, then yeah, I'd be safe to say that you could probably add her as a joint account owner on your checking account or whatever. But if you're with a girl that's got her own job, she's went out and got her education, she's got her own career, there really is no reason for you to rush her down the aisle, say I do, and then you wake up the next day, well, hey, let's go down to the bank and get you added onto my bank account, and we'll do this and do that. Ask me how I know. I've done that before. My wife always worked, but yet because it's like it's normal, you go down and you go down to your local bank and, oh yeah, this is my new wife Becky, and I like to add her to my checking account as a joint owner. Okay, we'll fill out this form here. You sign, she signs, and we'll get her done. And would you like a debit card with that? Oh yeah, I would love to have a debit card. And so yeah, I would not. If a woman is working and she has no interest in staying home and being a stay-at-home wife or mother, then no, you do not add her. It would behoove you to not add her to your bank account as a joint owner. She's got her money, you got your money, and you split everything down the middle. She pays half the rent or half the mortgage. If you decide to buy a house together, she pays half the mortgage, you pay half. You divide up the other bills and utilities 50-50. You split everything down the middle. And now if things go south, it's not like you would owe her anything and she would not owe you anything. You just part ways and be done. Because I tell you what, when you get divorced in that situation, because not only do you have joint banking, so let's say that can go on to be joint loan. So now you both share car loan, you both share a mortgage, you both share credit card debt. So when you get divorced, guess what you're doing? You're untangling from that financial mess that you two have created over the years. Again, asking me how I know. I know, been there, done that. I've got a t-shirt for that. And so your dear Uncle Brian here isn't going to do that ever again. My money's my money, and her money is her money. If she wants to go buy a fucking car, she can go buy a fucking car on her own. I'm not helping her do that. Okay. She wants to bring a brand new car home. Fine and dandy. She can do that. I won't complain about it. I won't say a word. Hey, you bought that. That's a nice car. Great. It looks good. Good job. So Yeah, anyways, guys, I just want to touch on that topic. And, what are your thoughts? I mean, I know a lot of guys, are out there all whippity do, all, oh, put my new wife on the bank account. And then, 3 to 5 years into marriage, you're sitting there fighting over your finances. Well, Jesus, Becky, why are you spending the money at the casino or at the pull tabs? Well, it's my money too. I can do what I want. So think about it, guys, because the decisions you make are ultimately yours to own. And when people get in dire financial problems, that's a complication in life that will haunt you for a long time. So it goes back to why would you want to complicate your life like that by adding a financially irresponsible woman to your bank account? That's just adding a whole nother level of complication on top of your life that you're going to have to try to justify. Try to say, oh, well, it's not that big a deal. I got to work 60, 80 hours a week, though, but it's not that big a deal. I got burned out at my job. Seems like I could never get ahead. She's spending all this money and I gotta work and she's not doing anything to make it better. She's serving coffee at Starbucks or she's working for $12 an hour at the front office at the doctor's and blah blah blah. It's like, well, okay. It's like I said, guys, you make your choices. You gotta own them. Sleep with it. So I think that's all I got today for you guys. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your day. Toodles.